Now, I want to take a look at this video. Now, the rate of fire for a bow and arrow is 3 arrows for every 1.3 seconds. Even if a person changed direction to avoid the arrow, you still have 2 more in the air before you can actually get to the new location. So, you know, a Mi'kmaq can shoot an arrow, make a slight adjustment if you decide to dodge that arrow, and potentially hit you with the following 2 arrows.
Obeying the 2 premises of arrows in the bow hand and shooting left around the bow. So what did Lars do? To start out with, he teamed up with Dave Mead, who's half Native American and shares his passion for archery history. Dave did some tests of his own using Lars's theories and came to similar conclusions. Conclusions matched by the word of author and teacher Eric Smith and notes taken by his grandfather.
At a distance of 300 feet, a Comanche could hit you with an arrow if you stood still. But since you could see the arrow coming, you had time to get out of the way. The only catch, you had to watch for the other 3 or 4 arrows that would be following the first. And what my great-great-grandfather is saying there is that a Comanche warrior, by the time he shot 1 arrow, he could have 3 or 4 more in the air before that first arrow hit. I myself have not been able to replicate that, but as you will see in this video, Lars, being a master archer, has practiced and will show you.
So, with 3 arrows for every 1.3 second, one individual Mi'kmaq warrior can throw 60 arrows at a given target in 30 seconds. So when you compare that in firepower, 1 to 60, it's not a good comparison. This is why the Mi'kmaq always won battles and always won the wars. So now we're going to look at war tactics on land. They're similar, but a little different on sea too. They're a force on the ocean too. So my people wouldn't have lined themselves up like the British in firing lines. They would use the forest as cover, and they would fight from the forest. So in Vietnam, we all heard about guerrilla warfare. So the Vietnamese would hide in the woods and do raids against the United States Army, and then fall back into the forest. This proved to be a very effective military tactic. Even with the United States, with its modern technology, could not get the Vietnamese to submit. This tactic of attack, go hide in the woods, attack, go hide in the woods, was very effective. And this is the exact same tactic that my people used. They would do sudden raids, disappear back into the forest. Sudden raids, disappear back in the forest. So the Mi'kmaq people were the first people that actually practiced guerrilla warfare before Western civilization deemed it guerrilla warfare in the Vietnam War. So with the rate of fire being 1 Mi'kmaq can throw 60 arrows in 30 seconds versus a British soldier with 1 bullet for every 30 seconds, you would need 1 to 2 Mi'kmaq warriors distracting a company and distracting a whole line, because their rate of fire would have been greater than that of the British. In the meantime, you would have an ambush going around them or encircling them. So the Mi'kmaq would have used similar tactics that are practiced in animals, such as wolves. Wolves are very, very good at hunting and ambush and prey. They will have a decoy wolf, try to separate one of the prey from the pack or whatever animals that they are, isolate it, and then have the rest of the pack ambush that animal. Again, it's just like guerrilla warfare. You have 1 Mi'kmaq distracting or trying to encourage the company to go after them. Hidden in the woods would be the rest of the Mi'kmaq waiting to ambush this company. This is the reason why the Mi'kmaq people never seceded their territory